Okay, everybody. I've never done this before, and I just really feel compelled, like God is telling me to get this message out there. I don't know what it means specifically. I have an idea of what I think it means. So I'm going to tell you about a dream I had several years ago. This was probably 2 or 3 years ago now. I dreamt that it was myself, my husband, our 2 children, our 2 small dogs, my mother, and my grandfather were in this jungle, um, like a jungle where there's lions and all that, like an African type jungle, but a lot of trees everywhere. And there was a path that was paved, and we were walking along this path. And as we're walking along this path, my grandfather was the only one who was extremely terrified of what was happening around us. We were hearing lions basically grabbing people off the path, and people screaming, and the lions were devouring people. No one else in our group was scared. It was only my grandfather that was scared. And you hear lions roaring. And then I woke up. This was like about 2 years ago, and to this day I can see exactly in my mind the dream, which I usually never remember my dreams. I have a handful that I have remembered that I feel like are from the Lord. So I woke up and I talked to my husband about this, and we kind of were both under the agreement that maybe it meant that my grandfather was going to see death, that he was going to die. And soon after that, we were going to be taken to heaven in the rapture, because he was afraid and fearful of death, and nobody else in our group was. Thank goodness my grandfather is saved. He is a Christian. He does believe in Jesus Christ. But I have to tell you something interesting. In the last 2 weeks, my grandfather has been having extreme issues with his feet, circulation. He's 88 years old. When I had the dream, he was in completely good health. Now, within the last 2 weeks, his health has deteriorated rapidly, and we actually moved him to hospice care on Tuesday. He's at a hospice house right now. It's the 22nd of August as I'm telling you this story. He is going to pass away probably tomorrow or the next day, which to me is very profound, because it's the 23rd tomorrow of August, and the next day is the 24th. It could even be today, I don't know, but it's very soon. We know he's not going to make it. So I just really feel like God's hand is in this. I know that I'm going to see my grandfather again in glory, but it still doesn't make it any easier. But I feel like I needed to tell you guys this message because of the times and the seasons we're living in. I want to profess that Jesus Christ, is coming soon for his church. We need to be ready. The other interesting thing about this whole thing was this last weekend at church, our pastor spoke on 1 Peter chapter 5. And if you read 1 Peter chapter 5, it talks about lions devouring people, which I found extremely interesting based off of what was going on with my grandfather and that dream that I had. I just feel like it was a confirmation of what I'm feeling in my spirit about this dream is truly what it means. Time is short, family. We are going home very soon. Amen.